Okay. Could you tell me first your name, age, and preferred pronouns?
My name is Christina Vitellas. I'm 22, and my preferred pronouns are she and her.
Okay, so you've kind of seen ReRooted from the beginning. So we'll start with what do you currently like about ReRooted and how, I guess, it's progressed? And I'm being really general on purpose.
Okay, yeah. How it's progressed, or currently, or both. Okay.
Whatever you want to.
Well, I think they go hand in hand because I like the way you progress to broaden the types of products you're offering, because at first I feel like I wasn't super into the style of clothes that you were offering, but once the denims and stuff started dropping more, I was more into those. And so the wider themed drops I think have worked well because it grabs people's attention who might not have been interested in other drops before. So that's what I like about it and how it's progressed and kind of currently too.
Awesome. Okay, what do you dislike? Now, I guess, because if it's old, it's not as relevant.
I dislike I feel like a lot of times I see things that I think are cute, but they won't fit me. So I feel like there's a lot of one size, a general size that doesn't fit for a lot of people, and it's hard to find things that are sizes for everybody, kind of.
Definitely. Okay, so I have a list here that I'm gonna make so you can see it. And I want you to pick 3 words from this list that you would associate with the ReRooted brand, and don't overthink it. 3 words that pop out, and then just say why. Or if there's a word right now that you're thinking of that you don't see on this list, you could also say that word.
I'm just gonna browse. I don't know why, but fresh. Kind of hard.
Take your time.
Okay. Versatile. Authentic.
Awesome. Any explanation for any of those?
Fresh, I feel because you're giving these pieces new home, and it's fresh, and it's I guess that, but also I feel a lot of the vibe of your clothes is airy and not boho, but just fresh, clean. What did I say? Authentic. I think because you as a person and as the owner of Shop ReRooted, it is important that you are like authentic and transparent with the people, and like people know who you are on the page, and like you're not afraid to like update people on what's going on or like when the next drop's going to be or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Versatile. Oh my gosh, how do you pronounce it?
Versatile?
Either, I guess.
Either? I don't know.
Because there are just like a lot of different like styles that you can choose from, like depending on which drop, and the way that you style them also helps like show which ways the like you styling them shows one way, but also someone else might have another way they can style it in mind.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Let's see. Okay, the next question that kind of follows that is, if ReRooted were a color, what would it be and why? And just go with your first instinct. Like, don't.
I feel like peachy.
Okay. And why?
Because I feel like that's fresh. I don't know. Like
That
that's
makes
just like
sense,
it's the first word I said.
I like that.
And like feminine, because you do have a lot of girl clothes.
Yeah. Okay. So how does shopping sustainably make you feel, and how important is like buying sustainably sourced clothing to you? Like when you're clothes shopping, like is that like a deal maker breaker, or is it more of like that's a nice positive?
I think it's not a deal breaker for me. I definitely am someone who buys fast fashion, and like I would like to change that, but I think it's like a progression. But I think being sustainable is an additive, and that makes me want to buy something more. Like if I saw the exact same thing like on ASOS or something that you were offering, I'd probably buy it from you because I know like it's older probably and the quality's probably better, and like I am not just like even if it's trendy, like it's not like something that is being made just for this trend. Like you're curating it to like the trends now kind of deal.
Yeah, that's really. Could you talk a little more about like that association between sustainable and like level of quality? That's like an interesting thing to bring up.
Yeah, so I feel like when I'm at thrift stores, and like I know that you get a lot of your stuff from thrift stores, but I feel like when I'm there, I do look for items that typically I would wear for longer, because if they're older, I feel like they would I feel like older pieces of clothing have more quality because people like trends weren't going through as quickly, and like there weren't really like technology. There was like not the technology to like mass produce like just trendy and like trivial pieces of clothing.
Yeah.
So like a jacket or a sweatshirt is something I would definitely like keep, or jeans or something I keep my eye out at a thrift store for.
Okay, so how often do you support small businesses, and like what motivates you to shop small, and again like how big of that is a factor in like buying decisions for you?
How often do I shop small? I would say it's not like a lot in my daily routine of like my purchases, but I definitely think shopping small, I shop small a lot of the time because I want to support where like I'm loyal, if that makes sense. Like I like supporting the small businesses from my hometown just because it's like this is Columbus, this is New Albany. I like want to see it succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like with like if I have friends that have businesses and stuff, I would be much more open to like buying stuff from them just because like I want to support them, because like I want them to know I'm like loyal and like stand with them and like what they're doing kind of deal.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Definitely. Something that's been interesting that a lot of people have brought up too is just like this pandemic has really opened their eyes to like shopping small,
Mm-hmm.
and like it wasn't something they ever thought about much before, but then through this just like recognizing the people behind the small, I guess, if that makes sense. Like is that something you can relate with? Or?
I feel like the combination of the pandemic and also like I'm taking a sustainable marketing class and like understanding the impacts of like shopping local and shopping small have on like a local economy, and so like I feel like just looking at it from that standpoint for me is like where it clicks more.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would see myself buying like stuff from Moon Co-op more frequently, or like the farmers market, just like small like locally owned businesses who like are dependent on the people in the area to like succeed, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. How does ReRooted differ from where you normally shop, and then how is it the same?
I definitely like the platform is definitely different. Like on Instagram and bidding in the comments, because usually I usually just shop on like a retail website, like an e-commerce website. I think what is good about ReRooted that it is the same about things I shop for is it shows you how to style items. Like I rarely ever buy items if it's just like on a white background or something and I wouldn't really know how to wear it or like how it fits. What else is there? I don't think a lot of places I buy from now are buying their pieces from places where the pieces have already been owned before. And again, like going back to the authentic point, like it's not like just a brand, like there's like it's like personable because there's like someone who's behind the brand who's transparent and like isn't afraid to like be a voice for the brand kind of deal.
Okay, that's an interesting point that you keep bringing up. Like with the branding of one of the assets of what I'll be doing this semester is kind of like a mini rebrand for ReRooted. How much of myself, I guess, do you think, like what would you like to see in that, if that makes sense?
I think that like updates on what is going on, like not behind the scenes, but like what's coming up next is very important to like see it from a face, or like hear you talk about how excited you are for something, because I feel like that gets people excited too. I feel like what I feel like could be less is like you wearing the pieces, because I feel like showing them on different people would help different kinds of people be like, oh, I could see myself in this. And like you have your own style which aligns with your shop most of the time, but I feel like it'd be more appealing to people with like, oh, I don't like have Maddie's style, I couldn't rock this kind, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like having different kinds of people with different styles be representing the clothes too.
Yeah. So would you see that kind of in like an influencer program or through just more model diversity? Or
yeah, I feel like just like modeling, or like sometimes if you put something on your story of like a piece, like I'm like what I keep thinking of is the jeans where you were like walking back and forth, like even just like having someone else like wear those and be the one walking, like how Tessa does, or like wearing her sunglasses but on different people, and even though like she still wears them sometimes, you know what I mean, like her definitely. Style, but there's like 3 different people that she had with that sunglasses shoe, and they all looked like they were different vibes, but they all rocked the sunglasses.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, let's see. What kind of pieces are you looking for, like, this upcoming season that you think, like, shopping small, that would make sense?
Yeah, no, I for sure have, like, as I've gotten older and I've recognized I need to stop buying clothes as much as I do, I feel like I need to look for basics better than just, like, trendy pieces. So whether that's just, like, a really nice just, like, black jacket or a really nice pair of jeans, or I feel like basics are something that myself and, like, I feel like a lot of people are, like, understanding the importance of and the versatility of those pieces, and, like, how you can wear them a bunch of ways. Or maybe, okay, also, I don't know, I'm just thinking of this. It does not answer your question, but maybe when you, like, are selling pieces, like, whether a drop is, like, somewhat basic or not, you can show, like, 2 different ways to style it, like a dressier way and, like, a more casual way for, like, the 2 different styles. Cause, like, I'm never really gonna be the dressy style. I like the more casual, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Yeah, that'd be cool. If you were to recommend ReRooted to a friend, who would you recommend it to and why? And, like, tell me about that specific person, too.
Like, do you want me to name a specific person that I would recommend it to?
You could, or, like, I guess a type of friend, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever you can tell a story with. Like, I want to hear you talk about that.
I feel like the first one I'm thinking of is my friend Natalie Crutch from home. She, like, understands the importance of shopping sustainably, and she loves, like, thrifting herself, and she, like, gets excitement from, like, seeing really cool pieces that are, like, kind of one of a kind and, like, no one else would have it kind of deal. She is a fashion major at Kent, and I feel like that also probably plays into, like, her views on things, and, like, obviously what you're curating in your feed is, like, fashion forward and trendy, but, like, not, like, definitely more timeless than, like, places like Nasty Gal and those places.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are other ones I'm thinking of?
Even, like, Zara, I feel like,
yeah,
very,
100%.
like, fast.
Yeah, I'm thinking Forever 21, but, like, I don't ever shop there, but, like...
Like Princess Polly or things like that. Yeah, definitely.
That's a person. Is that what you want? Do you want me to answer more about
and
her?
I also, like, what, I guess, group or, like, demographic or however you want to put it, do you see shopping at ReRooted?
I mean, girls.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for sure. I feel like age-wise, I could see, like, even, like, high school to, like, late 20s buying stuff from ReRooted. Like, Natalie's 22. I'm trying to think what else. This is also, like, I don't know if this matters, but I feel like people who would have more liberal views, like, are more on the left than the right, would care more about shopping for ReRooted, because I feel like those are people who, like, are environmentally conscious and would be like, oh, I would shop there because there's just, like, they're reworking sustainable pieces kind of deal.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. Let's see. I guess something else that's come up that I thought was interesting to kind of backtrack was that with supporting small too, like, you know exactly where pieces are coming from beyond just sustainability, but also just, like, working conditions and sourcing and, like, I don't know. Is that something that with, like, all these different stories coming out about different, like, especially I'm thinking of Zara and, like, all of the stories that have come out of how awful their working conditions are, and, like, how, like, people, like, have stopped supporting them purely because of that. Is that something that you think a lot of people are buying into?
Yes, I feel like 100%. I feel like people are for sure paying attention more and not afraid to speak up about, like, ethical issues and, like, supply chains. So, like, fast fashion is, like, getting a ton of heat right now, and I feel like it hasn't been something that has lasted for that long of a time. Like, it's fairly new, like, that people brought this issue into, like, even just, like, posting it on their personal Instagrams, like, not even just, like, reading a business article about it, but, like, people you know personally are posting about it. So, yeah, I think that does play a role in that.
And is that something you think, like, ReRooted could be posting about more? Or, like, incorporating into, like, the brand story more? Or is it, like, is social media kind of doing the work?
No, I feel like you definitely could. Like, I feel like, obviously, if people buy from you, if they, like, are aware, like, reminded that what they're doing is good for the environment and it's a sustainable practice, I feel like it definitely would just be, like, makes the consumer feel good about, like, what they're doing, and, like, I feel like that would ultimately lead to, like, them buying again or whatever.
Okay. One last question is, without kind of telling you, like, what fully I plan to do this semester, like, what do you think would be really cool, like, next for ReRooted, like, to build it out or to, like, further engage with audience, or something about the brand that would be cool, or a different platform, or whatever.
What do I think would be cool? Oh my goodness. Can you repeat that?
What do you think, like, or I could even tell you what I plan to do, and then you could give, like,
what do I want to see more of, or like what ideals would I have for you,
like ideas for something new next, building, like building on what's already there, I guess.
Obviously I said I like the drop aspect, but I feel like it could be cool if you just had like specific like garment drops, like a specific like only jean drop, or like an outerwear drop when it gets closer to winter, and like have your products like aligned seasonally too.
Okay, yeah.
I think giveaways would be cool to just, I mean, I don't know if you've done something like that before, but like having people repost on like stories or whatever, because it would give you like more of like outreach. What else? Obviously, like wider range of sizing. I know that you're planning on doing like a dual gender drop, but like honestly, I feel like it could be beneficial to just like really hone in on girls, because that's who like you've had success with before, and it could be a little risky going into the guy market.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like that's all I have to say. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's really helpful. Okay, one more question, because I just thought of it. With like, you have a unique perspective on visuals and aesthetic because of your photography background. Like, what, I guess, would you like to see there, or how could that kind of improve?
No, I 100% have thoughts. So when you've shot before on body, like on a model, I think it would just be more beneficial and like cleaner to all have the same background, or like a plain background. Like sometimes you've done like drapey things like while outside, and like sometimes it gets a little busy. So I think like if people were even just like scrolling through your Instagram feed, them seeing someone just standing outside won't catch their attention to be like, oh, someone's selling something other than just like a plain backdrop, and like focusing like literally only on the piece. Like how I did for Naklo was always on like a white background, and like I try to always make it in the middle of the frame. I think it also could be beneficial if like you had the same, like, okay, the front shot is like a full body, the second in the carousel is like a detail shot, the third is like a back shot. So like having consistency of like what kind of shots you're showing too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like obviously you have a DSLR and you're fairly new at that, but even just like maybe outsourcing work too to like people who like know photography better, so like those images will be like representing your brand really well, because they're like crispy and like nice and like are high quality. Like your clothes, like they should be representing your clothes in like the best possible way.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay, one more question. So if one of the things I plan to build out is a website, so if I'm selling the clothing online, would having the more like editorial vibe shots on the Instagram feed be something you'd recommend, or still sticking with
the
like
editorial ones in comparison to the website one?
Yeah, like website ones being more like that plain background like you said, and then if I'm like posting on the feed too, like here's the products, but this is like creating a, because
I get what you're saying, and I feel like that would 100% be smart, because you could be like, shop this look on the website, because like Instagram is very much like something really needs to catch your eye. I feel like you're just scrolling through your feed or something, so like something that looks cool, like I feel like you can easily redirect someone who is interested to the website, like link in bio, or like the click to shop, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, great. That's all I had. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.